Mani sulla tastiera, cari amici, MST, cominciamo subito e iniziamo tra 3, 2, 1, vai con la prima. Ieri mi sono al nuovo corso di italiano. Nota, chi parla è una donna. Quindi mi sono iscritta, mi sono iscritto, mi sono iscritti, mi sono iscritte. Cosa dice una donna? E poi capiamo anche il perché. Let's see first what a woman would say, and then we also understand why. The English translation of this sentence will be, yesterday I registered to the new course of Italian, okay, to the new Italian program. And you are a woman talking. Allora, io vedo in... Oh, we don't see the top part. What do you mean, Carlos? You don't see the top part? Which part you don't see? Ok, cosa dice una donna? Una donna dice iscritta, registered in the feminine. Remember, guys, I give you a quick explanation of something. In Italiano in Italian we have two types of adjectives, okay? When we talk about gender and number, we have two options. We either have adjectives with 4 forms, okay? They will be, for example, iscritto, masculine singular, and then would be iscritti, masculine plural. Then it will be iscritta, feminine singular, and iscritte, feminine plural. This is option 1, adjectives with 4 forms, okay? We also have adjectives with 2 forms, okay? These would be adjectives such as importante. You see, whenever an adjective ends in "e" in the singular, it could be masculine or feminine singular, and then it will be in the plural, importanti. This could also be masculine or feminine plural. We have 2 options. Now, how do you know if an adjective behaves as option 1 or as option 2? You simply don't know. You can guess looking at the ending. Okay, for example, if you see iscritta, it ends in a, it has to be of group 1. Because you see in group 2, we don't have any form that ends in a. You get my point? Okay. In this case, iscritto is group 1, of course. That's why we have iscritta. Oh, actually, let's keep this Word file. Maybe I will do some more notes for other exercises, if you guys like it. Okay? Quindi, why do we need to change the gender? Because this is a reflexive verb, ok? Quindi io iscrivo me stesso, io mi sono iscritto o io mi sono iscritta se io fossi una donna. This happens always with reflexive verbs. Whenever we have a reflexive verb, in the past we will use the verb to be as auxiliary, and every time we have the verb to be as auxiliary, we need to agree in gender and number. Ok? Quindi iscritto, iscritta, iscritti, iscritte. Va bene? Vediamo un po' cosa dice in italiano. I verbi riflessivi usano sempre l'ausiliare essere nei tempi composti e con l'ausiliare essere il participio passato deve concordare in genere e numero con il soggetto. Poiché chi parla è una donna, si usa il femminile singolare iscritta. Ok? You could have a case of iscritto that never changes gender. You can. This is, for example, if you use the verb iscrivere instead of iscriversi. Now you're not using a reflexive verb anymore. You're just using a verb with a direct object, iscrivere. For example, io iscrivo Marco al corso. I register Marco to the course. Now I have a direct object. That means that if I use a past, I will not agree in gender and number, because the auxiliary, it will be avere and not essere. Guys, if you want more explanation on this, what I just said, real quick, tell me in the chat, because I can do it all again in a Word file, and I will do it broken down into very easy, in points that are very easy to understand. It's actually not super complicated. You just need to understand which one is the auxiliary verb. If the auxiliary verb is avere, you never agree in gender and number. If the auxiliary verb is essere, you do agree in gender and number. Okay, let's do a little bit another explanation, because this is really important for everyone, for everybody. Allora, if the auxiliary verb is avere, you never agree in gender and number. For example, io mangio la mela. It doesn't matter if I'm a boy or a girl. I will always say, oh, sorry, in the past. Io ho mangiato la mela. It doesn't matter if I am a boy or a girl. I will always say io ho mangiato. I don't say io ho mangiata. This is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because avere is the auxiliary verb. Look at this. I'm using avere to form the past. But if the auxiliary verb is essere, you agree. So, for example, io sono uscita. Io sono uscita, non lo so, con gli amici. This is a movement to go out. There is no direct object. The auxiliary verb is essere here, and that means that you will have to agree in gender and number. If you are a lady, for example, I am a woman, okay? I will say io sono uscita. If we are a group of women, we will say noi siamo uscite con gli amici. We are a group of women. You see? Why do you do this? Because of essere is the auxiliary. But if you have avere, it doesn't matter. Even if you are a group of women, you will say noi abbiamo mangiato la mela. You won't say noi abbiamo mangiate. No, you only say noi abbiamo mangiato. So with avere, look at this, with essere, you agree this one, which is called past participle. This always changes. But with avere, it never changes. Look, if we use avere, so avere, io ho, or noi abbiamo, this is all avere. And the past participle is always the same. Look, mangiato, mangiato, doesn't matter. Okay? Good. In the example here, we have iscrivere versus iscriversi. If we use iscrivere, io ho iscritto Marco al corso, noi abbiamo iscritto Marco al corso, you never change, because iscrivere has avere as auxiliary verb, okay? But if you have iscriversi, you have essere as auxiliary verb, ok? Quindi io mi sono iscritto al corso o noi ci siamo iscritti al corso. You see the difference? In the first case, we have avere as auxiliary verb, and in the second case, you have essere as auxiliary verb. Why do you have here avere and why do you have here essere? Here you have avere because you have avere because there is a direct object. This is the rule. If you have a direct object, you use avere. Okay? Here you use essere. Use essere because it is reflexive. Ok? Quindi lo metto qua in alto. I put it here on top. Here you use essere because it's a reflexive. This is the rule, guys. If you have a reflexive verb, you use always essere as auxiliary. If you have a direct object, you always use avere as auxiliary verb. Va bene? Good! I hope you guys enjoyed my explanation. Tell me in the chat if you enjoyed the explanation or if this is boring. You guys guide me, okay? I do this for you. I'm here 1 hour just working for you because I want you to be clear with every exercise that we do. So for me, it's no problem to go deeper into explanations, but you tell me if that's what you want or if you want me to go faster, ok? Quindi il dito più veloce è quello di... Vediamo un po', il dito più veloce è quello di Mira Smart, secondo posto per Susan Barbara Napolitano, terzo posto per Lisa Denunzio, poi abbiamo Mirek, poi abbiamo Tammy, poi abbiamo Naeda, Kelly da Dallas, grande Kelly, poi abbiamo Diane Di Gennaro, poi abbiamo Woody, poi abbiamo Austino, Paola, Stesia, Joe, Anna, Bonnie, Barb Lopez, Lila, Cindy, Philip, molto bene, Michael, e poi abbiamo Sara, grande Sara dalla California, poi abbiamo Camel, abbiamo Mary Schmidt, molto bene, e this is a great explanation, grazie, grazie Anna, complimenti, bene Anna. E Mirek dice tutto chiaro, Patrizia va bene, Woody perfetto. Can you put your notes in the comments? Ok, allora, Mary, what I can do, if this is okay with you, I will upload the notes inside the school. So what we can do here, when I complete the live show, you know, we have this amazing school community. I will just upload it here in class notes, okay? Quindi in class notes, where all the teachers upload the notes of our classes, I will also upload these ones. And look at this, for example, Alice. Guys, this is like, wow, what is this? Look at the type of notes that our professors prepare. This is 10 out of 10. I mean, if you're an intermediate student and you want to do the conditional, look at this. Condizionale presente, verbi regolari, condizionale presente dei verbi irregolari, i mestieri, i lavori, e poi c'è un gioco bellissimo. Quindi per chi vuole partecipare a questi giochi e ha già un livello intermedio, partecipate alle lezioni che prepara Alice, perché sono fatte veramente da Dio, ok? Sono fatte veramente da Dio, benissimo. Ok, va bene? Quindi perfect explanation, Michael, thumbs up, great explanation, Mary Smith, perfetto, va bene. E allora, mani sulla tastiera, cari amici, MST, andiamo avanti con la prossima che arriva tra 3, 2, 1, vai! Signor Rossi, pure un momento, il direttore la riceverà subito. A, devi aspettare. B, aspetta. C, aspettate. D, aspetti. Qual è la risposta corretta in questo caso? Abbiamo bisogno di usare la forma di cortesia, quindi il modo formale in italiano. Qual è il formale in italiano? Arrivano tante risposte diverse, Arrivano tante risposte diverse. The English translation of this sentence will be, Mr. Rossi, wait for a moment. The director will take care of you immediately. Ok? La riceverà, it means it will receive you immediately. Subito is immediately. Subito is pretty fast, immediately. And now, if you look at the exercise, you can notice that the person who's speaking doesn't say ti riceverà. That will be the informal way to address someone. Ti riceverà. But here he's saying la riceverà. So he's using the lei form. This is a good indication. Yes, it's a formal imperative, as Lisa Denunzio is saying, but the formal imperative is not aspetta if you are using the courtesy form. Remember, here we are trying to be polite, okay? How do I know that I want to be polite? I know it from here, from la riceverà. the person who's speaking is using the courtesy form. But actually, in general, every time you just say, you just call someone Signor Rossi or something like that, like you don't call someone by name, non ti rivolgi a qualcuno con il suo nome proprio, ma lo chiami come Signor Rossi, lo chiami insomma con il suo cognome, tendenzialmente userai la forma di cortesia. Qual è la forma di cortesia all'imperativo? È aspetti. Signor Rossi, aspetti pure un momento. Vedete come si forma l'imperativo di cortesia? How do you create the courtesy form in the imperative? You use the congiuntivo presente. You will use the subjunctive in the present tense. Okay? That will make your imperative sound formal. Basically, instead of aspetta, you will use aspetti. All right, let's do it here. Real quick, let's do it here because I guess you guys like this format. We can say, Mario, if we are talking to someone by first name, Mario, aspetta, let's do it bigger. Okay, Mario, aspetta un momento. Il direttore ti riceverà subito. Okay? This one is not like informal. Where is it? Informal. This is informal. How do I know that this is informal? Look, you have many indications. You have ti, then you have Mario, so you are calling someone by first name, and then you have this one in the imperative form, like the verb is in the imperative form. But if you are talking about someone in the courtesy if you are talking with someone formally, then you would say Signor, like basically what you have in the sentence there. Signor Rossi, aspetti un momento. Il direttore la riceverà subito. This is formal. Sometimes in the formal sense or in the formal sentences, you might find these pronouns with the capital L. This is more like a traditional thing. It looks really good. Many people still do it, and it's totally fine. It looks amazing. But nowadays, like the young people, they just use the minuscola. They just use the small, they just write la like this. But if you want to be traditional, you can write with the capital L, and it's better. Or you see the verb, how it changed? You will use the congiuntivo presente. Congiuntivo presente del verbo aspettare, that's the subjunctive in the present tense. It will be che io aspetti, che tu aspetti, che lui aspetti, che noi aspettiamo, che voi aspettiate, che loro aspettino. Okay? If this is too complicated, probably because you haven't done the subjunctive yet, then you can just forget about this one. You'll see in the future, okay? But if you want to know the conjugations, that's something also I recommend to everyone. You can just go to Google and just say verbo aspettare, coniugazione. Okay, just write verbo aspettare coniugazione, open whatever website. Normally there is this website that pops up. I don't know what website it is. I'm not promoting it. I don't care. It's just whatever website. But they have here all the conjugations. You see, you can go here to congiuntivo presente, and basically you see that this is exactly what I wrote. Let's see if I was correct. I should be. Che io aspetti, che tu aspetti, che lui aspetti, che noi aspettiamo, che voi aspettiate, che loro aspettino. Good, Carlo, 10 out of 10. Congratulations, you are Italian. Va bene, va bene. Ok, andiamo avanti. Oh, il dito più veloce. Devo cercare la D nella chat. Il dito più veloce è quello di Mirek al primo posto. Secondo posto per Joe Frescatore. Terzo posto per Marianna. e poi abbiamo Lila, e poi abbiamo Naeda, e poi abbiamo Mira Smart, e poi abbiamo Stesia che si corregge e Patrizia. Bene, bene, bene. Dai, andiamo avanti con la prossima, ragazzi. Ora arriva una domanda difficile. We have a difficult one, and then we have a nice game. I was using the present and used lei, lui, aspetta. So I'm confused. Yes. Anna, you are using the present, but in this case, in this sentence here, you should not use the present because you are giving an order. Okay? So you use the present whenever you are talking about a fact. Okay? But if you are giving an order, you use something called imperative. Now, for the imperative doesn't have a corsi form. Look, I show you. If you go back to aspettare, coniugazione, we open the same website that we opened before. You go to the imperative. This is what you use when you give an order. You see? This is the imperative. You don't have a first person for the imperative because you are not giving orders to yourself. You give orders to others. And you have aspetta. And that's for you. And for lei, the third person, you have aspetti. Now, lei is also what you use if you want to be polite or if you're using the courtesy form, you know? Basically, if you want to be formal in Italian, you just switch from tu to lei, you know? So you should not use the present. Why? Because you are giving an order. When you give an order, a command, you are using the imperative. Got it? Ok. Fantastico, grande Anna, benissimo. Ok, andiamo avanti con la prossima, cari amici. Mani sulla tastiera, MST, la prossima arriva tra 3, 2, 1, vai. Difficult, this is difficult. Dopo che la cittadinanza italiana potrò finalmente vivere e lavorare in Europa. Opzione A, dopo che otterrò la cittadinanza italiana, potrò finalmente vivere e lavorare in Europa. Opzione B, dopo che avrò ottenuto la cittadinanza italiana, potrò finalmente vivere e lavorare in Europa. Opzione C, dopo che otterrei la cittadinanza italiana, potrò finalmente vivere e lavorare in Europa. Opzione D, dopo che avessi ottenuto la cittadinanza italiana, potrò finalmente vivere e lavorare in Europa. In English, this will be, after I will have obtained my Italian citizenship, I will finally live and work in Europe. Okay? Or I will be able to finally live and work in Europe. Listen to what we have here. We have two actions. Ok? Facciamolo sul Word perché penso che piaccia un po' a tutti. Allora, se apro il file Word, I have you think a little bit. We have two actions. Okay? Action 1 will be obtaining Italian citizenship, whatever you write. I don't know if that's English, but anyway. I should stick to Italian probably. Action 2 is being able to live and work in Europe. Okay? Now, action 2 is in the future. Futuro semplice. Ok? Futuro semplice. Quindi, this is all what we know. This is what we know from the exercise. We have two actions. Action 1 is obtaining the Italian citizenship. Action 2 is being able to live and work in Europe. And we know that action 2 is in the future. Futuro semplice. Now, what do we use for action 1? Action 1 happens before action 2. Okay? So, the question is, what tense do we have in Italian that is in the future, but before another future action, but it happens before another future action? Which tense do we have? Tell me in the chat, come si chiama? Come si chiama il tempo verbale che abbiamo in italiano che è nel futuro, ma prima di un'altra azione futura? Come si chiama? What's the name? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Come si chiama? What's the name of this future tense? Sì, futuro anteriore. Grande Marianna, grande Lisa Denunzio. Grande Marianna, grande Lisa Denunzio, grande Lila. Yes, futuro anteriore. Futuro anteriore. Da 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 da. Brave, brave, brave le mie ragazze. Brava Lila, brava a Marianna, brava Lisa. Complimentoni Mirek, complimentoni Tam, complimentoni Marilyn. Ok, I learned this last night with Gabri. Grande Lisa, bene, bene. Ok, futuro anteriore. Quindi, cari amici, per il futuro anteriore, l'opzione corretta è la B. Ok? Dopo che, riferito a un'azione futura che deve avvenire prima di un'altra azione futura, si usa il futuro anteriore. Basically, using this type of tense combination will help you understand what happens first and what happens next. Ah, Gabriele l'ha insegnato ieri sera. Oh, look at this. Let's go, Gabriele. Shout out to Gabriele, one of the top professors in Piazza Square Italian School. Let's go, Gabriele. Let's go. I love Gabriele. He's the first one who joined my project. He's the first professor that joined Piazza Square Italian School. Grande Gabriele. Vedete un po', amici, allora? Questa è la soluzione di questo esercizio. E vediamo un po' in chat chi ha il dito più veloce. Il dito più veloce è quello di Mirasmart, e poi abbiamo Tammy, e poi abbiamo Lisa, e poi abbiamo Woody, e poi abbiamo Marianna, poi abbiamo Lila, poi abbiamo Paola, poi abbiamo Joe, poi abbiamo Susan Singleton, grande Susan! E poi abbiamo Austino, poi abbiamo Natalie, grande Natalie, bene, Mirek, Cindy, Stesia, Anna Vino, e poi abbiamo Patricia, let's go, Diane, Kelly, Michael. Bene, bene, bene. Una conseguenza, no, un futuro anteriore. Bravo Kamel, il nostro grande Kamel Basisi. Guarda, allora ragazzi, vi faccio vedere, I show you now all the weekly conversation classes that we have at this point. This is all the classes that we organize every single week in our school, broken down by level. Look at this. Allora, I'm showing now Eastern time zone, but you tell me if you have questions. I mean, here I have all the time. I now created this other view because it's just easier for me to understand when to add more classes and so on. Because, you know, guys, we keep on adding more and more classes the whole time, you know. I keep on adding every single week. We have more. Right now, we offer 19 live classes per week. And you can join as many as you want. Of course, I give you all unlimited access. Today, big news, huge announcement. We have Andrea Biaggi. For the first time, Andrea Biaggi also managing his slot of group conversation classes. It will be just after this live show. Like literally, it will be, I'm in Mountain Time right now. And for me, it's 12:15 almost. So Andrea will be at 1 p.m. So in 45 minutes, Andrea will start with his own group conversation class. It will be for absolute beginners, okay? So dear absolute beginners, you can join this one. All of you can join this one in 45 minutes if you are an absolute beginner. Okay? No, Anna, do we have to only use the tutor you assigned us, or can we join any class we want? Of course you can join any class you want. You have unlimited access to all of them. You can join all of them, okay? I just give you, as a reminder, my song. Let's just as a disclaimer, remember to respect your level, okay? I even made a song about that, and I'm gonna share now the song real quick. You see, this is the song with the rule.
Welcome to Piazza Square. Come in and take your seat. Italian group classes multiple times each day of the week. Before we start the lesson, there's one thing you should do. Please mute your microphone. Yes, we are talking to you. Mute, mute, mute till the teacher calls your name. You can repeat in silence and keep practicing the same. When you hear your name, unmute and proudly speak. Then mute your microphone again. Simple, clear and neat. We have 4 different levels. Choose the one that fits you best. Absolute beginner, beginner, intermediate and advanced. Ask your private teacher when you're not completely sure. They will help you find the level that will help you learn much more. You can visit other levels and quietly observe. Just tell the teacher at the start, so everyone gets the time they deserve. Watch the class recordings, listen, learn and explore. Italian immersion helps you understand a little more. Mute, mute, mute till the teacher calls your name. Respect your level, meet new friends, and join the game. Laugh, learn, make mistakes, we will help each other through. At Piazza Square Italian School, Italian grows with you. There'll be highs and lows, but no one learns alone. Together we stay motivated till Italian feels like home. And when the teacher calls you, unmute, speak, smile, and mute again.
Allora, cosa vuol dire? Ah, guardate ragazzi, il grande Dominic.
I've been studying Italian on my own, but I'm getting nowhere. I think that doing the Piazza Square Italiano will help me considerably to get to where I want to be. I know I'll never be 100% fluent, but I just want to make sure when I go to Italy and visit people, that I can communicate with them.
So many people are in their 60s or 70s, and they think they won't be able to learn Italian because the memory is not as it was years ago. What do you think about that?
I noticed that my memory is not as good as it used to be, but I still believe that taking this course will help boost my confidence to be able to communicate with people, to know that they understand me, and I also meet people that are maybe in my level or a level above me. I feel.
Raga, allora, in pratica, let's summarize a little bit. You can join all the group classes that you want. Be conscious about your level. That means if you are an advanced beginner or if you are an intermediate, don't go to the absolute beginner and start to speak Italian fast and so on, because you will make the absolute beginners feel overwhelmed. Okay, if you are an intermediate and you want to go to absolute beginner because you want to review the fundamentals, you can absolutely 100% do that. But I ask you as a personal favor, please be an observer. Anyway, I offer so many group classes now, 19 per week, and I keep on adding. So probably next month we will have 22, 23 per week. You Pick the ones at your level. If you're not sure about what your level is, that's the reason why I give you a personal professor. You have your own professor that can guide you. They are all trained to explain how to approach the course. If they are not able, you come back to me, you tell me, and I will make sure they will be trained. Okay, but so please, if you are an intermediate and you want to join Absolute Beginner, do it as an observer. Respect also the other Absolute Beginner that are trying to learn the basics, okay? In the Absolute Beginner classes, you learn the days, the numbers, the colors, the verbs, essere, avere. So the basic, the fundamentals of the language, which is amazing. And I'm proud of all of you Absolute Beginner that are being so brave and starting. But if you're an intermediate, respect the Absolute Beginners, okay? Anyway, I record all the lessons. You can just go to the recorded ones and rewatch it if you have questions, okay? Bene, that said, today, just in 40 minutes, if you are an Absolute Beginner, join Andrea Biaggi for his first group class for Absolute Beginner, okay? He's nervous, I know he's nervous. Make his life easy, please. Va bene, allora, vediamo un po' cosa dite. I ask only because I'm a first timer. Am I showing up in this chat? I've been trying to get on for an hour. Yes, Andrew. Yes, we see you. And you see all the friends, they tell you they see you. Yes, you are there. Grazie mille. I see you. Conoscete le città? Io vedo Firenze, Verona, Roma. Also, ho lanciato questi nuovi format dove Nicoletta e Felicetta parleranno delle città italiane. There will be, if you go to the full schedule, you'll see Nicoletta and Felicetta now they will also start to do cultural classes on Italian cities for absolute beginners and beginners. And for intermediate and advanced, you still have the amazing Filippo and Gabriele that do the very complicated classes. Ok? Va bene, mi piace molto, grande Kelly, bravo, grazie Carlos. Dai, andiamo avanti. Let's continue. Mani sulla tastiera. MST. Let's continue with the grammar. Che arriva tra 3, 2, 1, vai. Hai visto Luca ieri? No, non ho visto. A, non lo ho visto. B, non gli ho visto. C, non le ho visto. D, non l'ho visto. English translation, have you seen Luca yesterday? No, I haven't seen him. How do we say him in Italian? This topic is called direct pronouns, ok? Quindi, pronomi diretti, direct pronouns, they are used to substitute objects that are already mentioned. Ok? In questo caso we would use lo because we are substituting a third person. But we have, after lo, we have the verb avere in the first person singular. Ho, io ho, tu hai, lui ha, noi abbiamo, voi avete, loro hanno. Quando abbiamo, when we have o, that H behaves as a vowel. So we will not use the full lo, but we will remove the o and we will add an apostrophe, okay? This is something that we do a lot in Italian when we want to improve when we want to make the pronunciation easier. We don't really like in Italian to have that many vowels all together. So normally, if possible, like for example, we do it with the direct pronouns, we do with the articles, we will just remove one vowel and put an apostrophe, ok? Quindi Luca è maschile singolare, il pronome diretto sarà lo e davanti a o si elide in L con apostrofo. L'ho visto. That's exactly what I said, but in Italian. Oh, there is the World Cup today. Argentina World Cup. Okay. What? But then I guess Andrea didn't notice that because Andrea lives in Argentina. So is he skipping the World Cup because of Piazza Square? I feel bad now. Jeez, I gave him a group class like exactly when the World Cup. What time is the World Cup? A che ora è la partita dell'Argentina? Vediamo un po'. Questo per rispondere alla nostra cara Paola. Non posso vedere la classe con Andrea perché la classe è allo stesso momento della partita della Coppa del Mondo. Let me see, what time is the World Cup? Inghilterra, Italia. Magari Italia. Inghilterra, Argentina all'1. No! I'm skipping Piazza Square for the World Cup! No! 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 Oh my God, Paola! I know, Paola! Paola! You are skipping Piazza Square for the World Cup. You hurt my feelings, Paola. No. I have a question for you, Paola. Now in the test, we have a question. I thought about you, and it's coming now. It's coming now. Allora, special question. I want you all ready, guys. C'è una domanda speciale. Special question. Special quiz now. Are you all ready? I want you all focus for a special quiz. Ci siete, cari amici? Arriva tra 3 secondi, This is for all people that love wine. I thought about you. Why? Because every day when we do group classes and so on, you always mention drinking wine. I created a weekly coffee chat for you guys, and you told me this should not be weekly coffee chat. It should be weekly wine chat. So apparently you guys don't like coffee, just want wine. Non vi piace il caffè, voi volete solo il vino. Quindi per oggi, specialmente per Paola, per Carlos, per tanti nostri amici, ho preparato una domanda speciale sul vino. Vediamo, let's see how experts are you when it comes to Italian wine. Who's expert about Italian wine in the chat? Chi è esperto o esperta di vino qui in chat? Chi è a Stasia non le piace. A Stasia non le piace il vino. But I want to know who's expert of wine in the chat. Anna Vino Diva, è la diva del vino, she's a diva of wine. Ok, allora, I had a wine company for 10 years. I gave wine tasting throughout the UK and led wine tours. Paola, let's see. Camel Basisi tra 30 minuti, Philip così. Ok, siete pronti? Special question about wine. Arriva tra 3, 2, 1, vai. Quale di questi celebri vini italiani viene prodotto nella quantità maggiore? A. Prosecco. B. Chianti. C. Asti, spumante. D. Barolo. Which Italian wine is produced in the biggest quantity? We are not talking about price, about quality, about taste. We are only looking at quantity. So do you guys know which Italian wine is produced in the biggest quantity? Quale? Okay, guys, this is still a Italian grammar class. So I want you to take home this word here. Celebri. Let's do this. Facciamola questa su Word. Allora, portatevi a casa questo aggettivo celebre al singolare. Quindi il... Oh, Madonna. Ok. Allora, il vino celebre, i vini celebri. Perché celebre is an adjective of the second group. You remember we did it at the beginning of this live show. we have two groups of adjectives. Where did we do it? Yeah, here we do. Here we did it. We have adjectives with 4 forms and adjectives with 2 forms. Celebre is the second group. It has only 2 forms. Il celebre, I celebri. What's the meaning of celebre? Celebre is a synonym. Celebre is a synonym of famous, famoso. Okay? From the verb celebrare. Celebrare means to celebrate. To celebrate. So, un vino celebre, it's a wine that has been celebrated a lot. So, it's famous. Okay? Celebre, it's famous. Bring home this adjective. This will make you sound like a pro. Because only if you are a pro and only if you learn Italian with Piazza Square, you know this. You will not learn this in a book. You will not learn this with an app. Okay? You learn this only with me and with all my amazing professors. Ok. Allora, cari amici, I did a research, and the wine that has been produced with the biggest quantity is Prosecco. Look at this. I provide here with the data. I checked it. In 2025, there were 667 million barrels of Prosecco produced in Italy. And then we have 75 million barrels of Chianti, 49 million barrels of Asti, and 14 million barrels of Barolo. Of course, Barolo is more expensive also. Probably they don't do that big quantity, right? But Prosecco is like the wine for celebrations, is the wine for parties, a sparkling wine, you know, you just have fun, you have a birthday, or you want to enjoy aperitivo with your friends, un aperitivo con le amiche o con gli amici e prendi un prosecchino, E quindi, vediamo un po' chi lo sapeva. Let's see who knew it. Allora, abbiamo Marianna! Oh, che esperta di vino, Marianna! E poi abbiamo Paola, bene! E poi abbiamo Kelly, poi abbiamo Diane, poi abbiamo Mirek, e poi, raga, quasi tutti, e poi abbiamo Kamel, grande Kamel. E tra l'altro, dov'è Pamela? Stavo dicendo adesso Pamela, ma Pamela, dove sei? Non ti vedo in chat. Forse non c'è oggi Pamela. Ah, I changed to A, Prosecco, grande Carlos, bravo. Remember guys that sometimes biggest quantity doesn't mean top quality or doesn't mean that is the best. Probably is just producing big quantities because, you know, it's the wine for parties and it's probably very easy to produce. I don't know. But Barolo, I guess it's more elite, I guess. I'm not that expert of wine, but I like to play around with you with this topic. Okay. And now we stay in the same area. We continue to talk about wine. Continuiamo a parlare di vino, ma lo facciamo con la grammatica. Now there is another question still about wine, but now it's grammar, ok? E arriva tra 3, 2, 1 e vai. Quante bottiglie di vino vuoi? Voglio 3. A, le voglio 3. B, ne voglio 3. C, ci voglio 3. D, ne le voglio 3. Qual è la risposta corretta? Questa particella pronominale, that's a pronoun particle. We have two very important particles in Italian. They are ci and ne. They have special usage in Italian. That's why normally you learn them together and as a specific topic. Ne has one important use, which is substituting a quantity that has already been mentioned. Okay? So, or supporting a quantity, okay? Like this type of questions, answering quanto, quante, and so on. If you now mention the number in the answer, then you will use ne. Ne voglio 3. What does ne means in English? It means of them, okay? So how many bottles of wine do you want? That's the question. I want 3 of them. Ne becomes like of them, okay? You don't need to say bottiglie again. You could, if you wanted, you could say quante bottiglie di vino vuoi? Voglio 3 bottiglie. You could also just repeat bottiglie in the answer. But if you want to sound like a pro and you want to skip the repetition, you will say ne, okay? So how many bottles of wine do you want? I want 3 bottles, or I want 3 of them, ok? Questa era la risposta, e ne sostituisce di vino, o meglio di bottiglie, e si usa con i numeri per indicare quantità. Ne voglio 3 bottiglie di vino. Va bene? Il dito più veloce è quello di Mira Smart, e poi abbiamo Marianna, e poi abbiamo Susan, Stasia, Mirek, Austino, Kelly, Lila, Bonnie, Paola, Anna, Ed, Diane, Cindy, Philip, Susan, Budi. Bene, 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 amici. Che dire, amici? Mi sono divertito un sacco oggi. Vi ricordo come sempre che l'appuntamento con Piazza Square è tutti i giorni. I remind you that the appointment of the Piazza Square never stops. You have classes with us like unlimited every single day. This is our amazing schedule. Look at how many classes. The classes are already all planned until the end of the year. Look at this. We have already August, September, October, November, December. They are already planned. You can just open and see what we will do in December. And all the classes are structured the same way. You have the date, you have the time in the different time zones, you have the teacher, what's the level of the room, and what's the topic. For example, today with Andrea, for absolute beginners, you'll do self-introduction. You will learn how to ask and reply to come ti chiami, di dove sei, quanti anni hai. So this class is perfect for people who are just getting started. So people who are starting today or last week, join this class. If you cannot join this class, wait until tomorrow or the day after. We will upload it here in recorded lessons. All the classes in Piazza Square are taped, are recorded. So if you miss one, you can just click on recorded lessons and you will end up here to this page where you have all the recordings already broken down into levels, you see? Then you can just open the level that you're interested in, absolute beginner, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And basically you can just rewatch all of them, ok? That's it. Cari amici, è stato un piacere. Ci sentiamo qua in chat after the live show. I will upload the material, the document and so on here in our community. And we continue from here, okay? We talk to each other here, and I wish you all an amazing afternoon. Buona giornata a tutti, cari amici, è stato un piacere, come tutte le settimane. E vamos Argentina, vamos Argentina! Oggi tutti a tifare Argentina, dai, che gli argentini sono italiani alla fine, sono Argentinians are Italian, so we have to support Argentina, sorry. I will support Argentina. Let's go! E quindi, cari amici, buona giornata a tutti, un abbraccio, è stato un piacere, ci sentiamo nella community. I talk to all of you inside our school, all right? Pleasure seeing you. Ciao Stefan, ciao Carlos, ciao Patricia, ciao Bonnie, ciao Paola, va in Inghilterra, lei supporta l'Inghilterra. Ciao Anna, gol, grande. Ciao a tutti ragazzi, un abbraccio, bye bye.